All right, hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Rob here at Smirking Gun Reviews. We are back with more Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 2. We're up to Episode 6. It is called The Fractured House. So, full spoilers if you've not heard, haven't seen this episode. Another pretty solid episode. Really, I love this. Another really good spy show. This is like, I don't know, like, this is like way, like looking back on it, and I love this show. But sometimes the plots, there's little twists and plots that are just even too good for like most television shows. I don't know. This sometimes has it. And in this, the story of two wards pretty much is a pretty decent episode about two guys that are they're both just rotten. They're just both rotten. And how do you believe either one of them? But, you know, we have Fitz and Simmons being very awkward with each other because that's how things are right now. It's funny that like Fitz was jealous of Trip, and then Gemma's kind of not jealous, but just, you know, when it comes to, she sees Mac and him connecting and she can't connect to him, you know, she's got the same kind of thing. They both have a couple of people that they think are in their, you know, not really in their way, but, you know. And, you know, Mac, to defend kind of Fitz, I guess, she left. But, it's that whole thing where not everybody knew about what Gemma was doing. So as far as Fitz knew, you know, she had bailed. So I don't know why it keeps doing that. There's something wrong with my controller. Anyway, so it's going to be weird for them for a little while. But the main focus on this episode is there's an attack at the UN where these people get these little crazy-ass weapons, man. They're like little blades that spin and hit you and then drill into you and then disintegrate you. And it's a really cool effect. It's kind of a chunkier version of the snap, you know, turning to ash. A little bit chunkier. Like in the snap, they just kind of kind of faded away. And this, they were like rot from the inside and they just crumble. It's more, but it's really cool looking at the same time. And this is all happening in front of Talbot. So now these guys are all dressed up like S.H.I.E.L.D. So of course they're S.H.I.E.L.D., right? So it's really Hydra trying to make S.H.I.E.L.D. look bad because Hydra is pissed off at S.H.I.E.L.D. for, you know, messing with their plans. And they're basically saying, look, man, you can mess with us, but we're just going to take you down even harder. Like Hydra just seems to always have a backup S.H.I.E.L.D. in the butt plan. Always just nonstop. They've just got like, okay, what plan are we on now? 68? Okay, next one's 69. All right. So anyway, yeah. And so then there's this guy from Belgium, right? And he's saying, hey, everybody, S.H.I.E.L.D.'s cool with me. You guys can come to Belgium. And, you know, I thought he was a talking head on TV, you know what I mean? And so I didn't think of anything like that. He's just like, I was like, why Belgium? Belgium's really random. Like, who really, like, you know what I mean? Like, why isn't it London or Paris or, you know what I mean? No, it's Belgium. And so it gets a callback later, which is really cool that I didn't see coming. And I thought, man, you know, this is kind of a smaller way of looking, you know, like Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy type shit. Like, people are just not who they say they are. People are worse than they say they are. People are better than they are in this episode. It's just because, I mean, I've said in the past that, you know, I kind of wanted Ward to have a redemptive route, you know, storyline. And this is it. I forgot that he really seems to be trying. I'm not saying he should be forgiven, but I did like here in these beginning episodes that he is trying. Now, it's still sort of it's still, you know, selfish. Because he's just trying to get Skye, and eventually he's probably, you know, looking for a way out still. But the information he's given them and the fact that he has, you know, in this situation where they're all in close proximity, he has kind of, it seems to be like actually trying to, you know, feeling bad about himself and having remorse about some of the things he did. Especially now that everything happened with Garrett and how it all turned out. And it's even better punishment that he's, you know, forced to be near the people that he hurt. You know, can you imagine if they just forced I mean, nobody would ever want to do this, but I mean, if somebody said, look, we can't put this murderer in jail that you guys, like, say somebody killed somebody's kid, and they said, look, nobody's gonna convict this guy or whatever, but we all know he did it, right? So like, what do you say we just have him like stay in your house in a prison cell, like off the books? I don't know what I'm talking about. I just was trying to make some sort of relatable thing about keeping prisoners. But I don't think it really holds water. So anyway, Ward has, seemed to be redeeming, but he's now being, used like a pawn. Because Christian Ward, Grant Ward's older brother, is a senator who is now trying to blame S.H.I.E.L.D. for everything. And this is that whole Belgium part that comes up. And it's just so fitting that those two were talking, and they want Ward. And Coulson ends up going and sneaking into his office, and it all gets turned around that Christian Ward's saying, Grant did all that stuff to my brother, and, he'll just lie, and underneath those lies are more lies, and blah, 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 and playing the victim, and it's like, he's a Ward, okay? He's a Ward and he's a senator. You think he's going to be a good guy just because you want to think that, it's just an anomaly. This guy can't be that bad. He's got to have a good family, right? And it's like, wrong. Nope. He does not have a good family. That's the one thing he's like right about and telling the truth about most of the time, is his family is a bunch of scumbags. And his older brother does live to feel, hurt others. And if he can hurt his brother, more power to him. But now he's got Coulson on the hook, so he can like give Ward up to him, because Coulson doesn't give a shit. I mean, he wants Ward to be dead. This is just like a win-win for Coulson, right? So more spy stuff. Like, I'm ready to just give him up. Sure, cool, Then Skye gets a little too close, as usual, because Ward's, telling her everything that she needs to hear. And it's, again, just master manipulation. He's telling the truth, but it's still out of like, he loves her in his twisted way, but it's still self-preservation. And so when Coulson tells him, look, you son of a bitch, you're just being used. We're using you, and then we're going to use him. And then after that, this guy's going to get used. And it's just like, you're nothing, and then everybody else saying like, I'll kill you. Like Simmons says that to him, like, next time I see you, I'll kill you. And, they put the bag over his head, and it really is showing like, he's forced to see this all the time. He's forced to think about this all the time. But, they get him transferred, and then, of course, he breaks out. And that's, they say don't give him an inch, but Ward, like, basically dislocates his whole hand and then slips out of the cuffs and takes everybody down. But also, and before all that, we got that really cool, well, first they go to Okinawa, Bobby and Hunter and May, and that's just basically a MacGuffin, like, kind of chase to find some information that turns into a fight for, like Hunter and Bobby can, like, show that they actually have chemistry still, and, like, not just that, but they're good at, watching each other's backs, which shows up later on when they fight the guys from the beginning. And May gets to fight the guy with the chain knife, which this whole fight was amazing. That's why I picked this. Because, I mean, come on. He's going to do something like he's got a blade to throw at her. Hunter sees this. He kicks the guy he's fighting in front of her when the guy throws the blade. It goes through him, and then she jumps through the disintegrating body of the guy who was going to kill her to smash that guy in the head with her clubs. Fucking awesome, man. And May's fight was really cool too, because the guy had the chain blade on, and so we're looking at some like Kill Bill stuff in here, and it was pretty cool. It was a really, really, really good fight. They just keep upping the ante in these fights, and now that you've got, a character like Mockingbird on here, who's a very physical character and good at fight scenes. Oh my God. Just so freaking amazing. And so by the end of this, everybody comes back home, but a whole bunch of S.H.I.E.L.D. agents got taken out in the middle of this because it was a trap. by this Vickers guy. So this Vickers guy that got everybody to go to Belgium because he's from Belgium was working. He was like the ancestor of the guy who made the weapon. And you find out all this shit like late in the game, and it's like, holy crap, another person who's like family has been behind all this for so long, just hiding right there, and him and the other guy, Ward's brother, sitting there pretending like they hate each other, and they're working together the whole fucking time. That's brilliant. That's freaking brilliant. And so I gotta give it up again to this episode. It sets up the guy with the tattoos at the end, who's getting more of the symbols put on him. So it's spreading. The actor who played that guy, he's been in a bunch of stuff. He usually plays like a military guy. I loved him in the movie Confidence. I think he was in the movie Basic too, but yeah, that's this episode, and it was really fun. So if you liked my review of it, please hit the like button, comment, share, subscribe, all that jazz. Otherwise, we will be back with more Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. goodness in a little while. It'll be Season 2, Episode 7. And yeah, so have a great day, and we will see you next time. Bye.